The story is about Asi. She has one younger sister named Desi. Asi is a pleasant and talkative woman. However, when she just met someone new, Asi tends to act cold. Asi is currently 20 years old. Asi and her family recently moved from Bekasi to the city of Bersinar in central Java. The house that Asi lives is an old house that still has a strong Javanese accent. According to the local residents, before they occupied this house, the previous owner of the house had a habit of collecting heirlooms. Until now, the heirloom is still on the display. There is a complete gamelan that is still well maintained, and in every corner of the room there is a white cloth wrapped around each blandar, a wooden block found in the construction of a wooden house, which looks scary and makes the goosebump. 2 years have passed and no weird things happen. The days they spent at the house were always pleasant. They received a positive response from local residents, but after that the disturbance began to manifest themselves. One night, Asi, who was sitting with all her family members, was enjoying a delicious meal that night. The sound of a bowl being hit with a small spoon was heard from a distance, giving a distinctive sound when a bakso vendor was peddling his wares. The atmosphere of the dinner was warm. The gathering of a large family made the kinship even closer. When finished, Asi headed to the kitchen to immediately wash the dirty dishes. Incidentally, the location of the kitchen is close to the back door leading to the bathroom. After finishing washing the dishes, Asi immediately returned to the family room to chat. The family room in the house has it back to the old gamelan but is still well maintained. Every time Asi looked at the gamelan, it felt like something was strange. Maybe it's just a feeling, thought Asi when she first moved into her new home. Without their knowing, it was already 10 o'clock at night. One by one from them, brother, father and mother left the room to enter their respective room, leaving Asi and her younger sister who are still at the living room. Desi is a beautiful girl who grew up only 2 years apart from Asi. After 2 years of Asi living in her new home, little by little Asi can memorize the Javanese language even though it's still random. When they were busy chatting, suddenly they heard a little soft voice of people screaming for help. Is that the voice of someone asking for help? Who is it? Asked Desi, who is sharpening his hearing. Are you sure? Asi answered curiously. Yes, try to listen to it again, explained Desi. Help, help. There's a voice of people asking for help, said Asi then. Let's take a look outside, said Asi. When they were outside the house, it turned out that there were already several residents who were crowding the person. Out of curiosity, Asi and Desi approached the crowd of residents. Trembling, the man recounted what had happened to him. The man saw the figure of Pocong floating above the tile of Asi's house. Then he ran, screaming for help. Those who were shocked then also looked at the roof of the house. They found nothing but an old blackish brown tile. Where's the Pocong? There's nothing there, said one of the residents. It's true, I just saw the figure, said the man who was still scared. Then the man was calmed by one of the residents who were there. It's okay, calm down. It's not there anymore. Soon, after everything was conducive, the residents finally dispersed and the bakso seller chose to just go home. One of the residents said something that made Asi think. There must be because Mr. Sugeng's house has been occupied from the start, but there is no recitation, said a middle-aged woman. Her interlocutor just nodded as if she agreed with the neighbor's word. Then Asi and Desi walked toward the door of the house. Maybe what the neighbor said earlier was true. I have to talk to Mom to hold a recitation tomorrow, I thought at that time. Is it true that there is Pocong in the house? Asked Desi. You don't have to think about it. You'll be scared later, said Asi while opening the door hinges. I'm afraid, said Desi. Come on, let's go to the room and go to sleep, said Asi to Desi. Before they entered the room, Asi told Desi to go to the bathroom to clean her face, hands and feet first. Asi will clean the bed before it used to lie down. When Asi was changing the mattress cover, she was startled by the creaking sound of his bedroom door. The dominant old wood and rusty iron hinge make it sound clearer. Are you done yet? said Asi, is still busy changing the mattress cover. There was no answer. Asi looked back. She saw Desi was standing in the doorway. Do you hear me calling you? Asi asked, annoyed. Still no answer from Desi. My turn to go to the bathroom now, added Asi while walking and fixing her hair tie. Still without an answer, Desi walked past Asi with a blank stare. Weird, she thought. After a few steps, she arrived at the bathroom. Suddenly the door opened and Desi appeared outside while wiping his face with a towel. Asi was shocked when she saw that Desi was there. Do you just finish? Asked Asi. Asi's hairs on the neck stood up and left question in her head. Yes, answered her sister to Asi. It's my turn to clean up. I already cleaned the room, said Asi, trying to stay calm while taking a towel on a wooden hook beside the exit. Yes, ma'am, Desi answered shortly. As she passes Desi, she started to think. Then who was in the room earlier? Thought Asi. Instantly the hair on her neck stood up. When Asi was in the bathroom, suddenly there was a strong scent of jasmine flower. Without caring too much, she continued to take baths so that she can finish quickly and go to sleep. Suddenly, there was a very low female voice sobbing behind the bathroom wall, like the sound of someone crying sadly. After finished bathing, Asi looked for the source of the sound. There was no one but the sound of the cricket and the friction of the tree branches. Again the voice was heard, louder and made her goosebump even more. Slowly the voice turned into laughter. Right on the roof of the bathroom, the figure of the kuntilanak was sitting watching the frightened Asi. Asi was unable to move at all the moment she saw the kuntilanak. Just stared at the figure without her head tilted and smiled slyly. Tried to scream but to no avail. The more Asi refused, the weaker her body became. Sis, called Desi while patting her shoulder. Astaghfirullah, Desi, I'm surprised, Asi answered while looking. I called you so many times but you didn't answer. You spent too long in the bathroom. I was afraid to be alone in the room, said Desi to her. Asi didn't tell Desi about what had just happened to her, remembering that Desi is a coward. Alhamdulillah, thought Asi at the time. Because of Desi calling her, Asi was free from the kuntilanak. They immediately went to their room and went to sleep, because it was already 12 o'clock at night. After a few minutes laying down, Desi was already fall asleep. Suddenly, cold air came in. Asi saw the window covered by a transparent white cloth waving in the wind. I thought I closed the window earlier. Why is it open? Mumbled Asi. Without thinking, Asi got off the bed and closed the window. When Asi's hand came out of the window and pulled the lever in, before she had time to close, she was surprised by the figure of the kuntilanak again, right in front of her face through the window, and laughed. Asi screamed as loudly as possible, making Desi wake up. Why are you shouting? You're disturbing me sleep, said Desi upset. Asi was silent and then immediately closed the window and lay down again. She didn't want to tell Desi about what happened because Desi will get scared and will want to accompany Asi that night. Looking up at the ceiling, several wood were lined up neatly, firmly supporting the weight of the old roof tiles. Asi still awake, thinking about some of the events that happened to her this night. She couldn't understand why she was the only one getting disturbed. It was getting late. Her eyes could no longer hold back the sleepiness. Asi fell asleep with many questions still lingering in her head.